Hi, David Theus with ClayEats here on Facebook, a group by Promote Clay. Just want to take a couple quick moments to explain to you or share the vision, if you will, for ClayEats as we're moving forward into the new year, 2021. As you are well aware, the recent events that's happened in 2020, what a doozy, have given the small business owners, and specifically small business owners that are restaurateurs and eateries throughout Clay County and throughout the nation for that matter, a real doozy, a real sock in the gut. And I just feel it's so important that we preserve our small business communities here in Clay County and throughout our nation. And specifically those who are sometimes crazy enough to go out on their own and start a business and provide quality food and hospitality at their locations and their venues for us to partake in. And so ClayEats came to me as an idea that was spawned probably during the height of the COVID experience, where other communities were trying to advise their citizenry of what restaurants were open and which restaurants were serving and doing curbside and takeout service. And so during my travels throughout North Central Florida, I saw some of these sites and thought what a great addition this would be to Promote Clay, to bring ClayEats back to Clay County. And that's how we started. That's the genesis of the group itself. And so I want to make sure that we understand what we're doing, and I want to give you a vision how we're going to move forward and how ClayEats is going to be different than maybe some of the other neighborhood sites that you've been a part of, or Yelp, or other consumer-based or consumer-oriented restaurant critics, if you will. I'm a small business owner, and obviously with Promote Clay, we promote small business and Clay County community activities throughout our region. And you won't find a stronger advocate or a staunch supporter for small business than myself. And I believe it's so important that someone fights on our behalf as a small business person. No one's really doing that. And this political climate that we're currently in, the small business person is getting the shaft. And I think it's so important that we start standing up for one another, but more importantly, if each of us won't stand up, that someone will. And so I feel that's my calling and my role to stand for small business here in our community. So having said that, we started this page, and not unlike other pages and groups throughout Facebook, oftentimes someone goes to a restaurant or a dining experience and they have a great experience and they tell about it. But sometimes they'll have maybe a poor experience, an experience that doesn't meet or exceed their own expectations. It's customary in other sites to run home or on your phone to your PC or on your phone on the car ride home to post an opinion, if you will, on that particular restaurant or venue. And sometimes it's not necessarily the most positive insight or positive reflection. And therefore, once that starts, there's a piling on effect that happens. And God help the small business person who possibly made a mistake, or the staff member misrepresented their firm, and a poor experience was had by the diner. We're going to do something different at ClayEats. I'm going to fight for the business owner. I'm not advocating that we promote businesses that are doing a poor job. My position on this as a restaurateur and someone who, as a patron who patronizes restaurants and dining establishments, is that you handle the issue there and in the moment with the manager or the owner of the company. I think it's so important that we as patrons and customers have the opportunity to give feedback in person in that moment when we've experienced a poor happening or a poor event on that particular business. I, as a business owner, would much rather have someone explain to me the poor experience they had in that moment than to leave my restaurant or my business, never to return by foot, and only to bash me throughout the community on the internet. I understand that not all businesses are doing it right. Some businesses fail to exceed or to meet or even exceed our expectations on any given day. In those particular cases, I'm not asking that you promote them. Do not respond. Do not report them to ClayEats. What will happen over time as businesses continue to meet and or exceed our expectations, those good messages will be relayed on ClayEats by the patrons that experience them firsthand. And those who don't, who continuously fall short of our expectations, will not get the praise and the banter that the others are getting on ClayEats. So it's a different approach. We've already had some some discussion with some of our members and misunderstanding of the vision, if you will. But I wanted to take this moment to come on firsthand and explain to you how I see this opportunity to promote and to promote basically good things happening in our community, and those businesses, restaurateurs, eateries, and dining establishments that are doing it right. And when they do it right and continue to do so, other patrons will experience it and they'll share that information so others will know to go to those restaurants. So in the end, we are looking out for the consumer. I know there are plenty of opportunities where maybe someone's had a poor experience and they feel like it's their obligation to share with the public that poor experience they had at that particular restaurant. I'm asking that you don't do that. There are other sites in which you can do that. You could go to Yelp and register your complaint. You could go to some other neighborhood networking or whatever the group is that you're a member of and register the complaint there. I'm only asking that we promote positive experiences where that particular establishment has met or exceeded your expectation. And when those praises and promotions happen time and time again, it'll become clear and obvious to those who follow our site and our page where the good business is happening and where the good experiences are happening, and they'll want to go to those particular businesses. And hopefully those businesses will start to realize, the ones that are failing and falling short, that they've got to do a better job in order to get recognition on ClayEats. So that is the vision from a consumer standpoint. And for you business owners, it's critically important that you get the word out. And so I will be going to these restaurants throughout our community and testing myself. But I'm asking if you feel like you meet and or exceed your customers' expectations and you'd like to get your word out and tell your story, you have an opportunity to be an annual member of ClayEats. It's $79 for the year for 12 months. And that allows you to have a presence as a member with your page, your restaurant or establishment page, and post upwards of 3 times per week your upcoming specials and plates or maybe special events that you've got going on. We ask that you do not spam and dump loads and loads of advertisements and acknowledgments onto the page, because that'll be tiresome to our consumer friends as well. So use it sparingly, but this is a tool for you to promote your business and your activity. On that same note, I ask that you individuals join as individuals. If you own a small business and you are not a restaurant or eatery, I ask that you not submit a membership with your page. The whole goal here is for you as members and individuals who have your own individual Facebook page to join, and that is no cost to you. And I encourage you, once you're a member, to post as often as possible. Any opportunity that you've had to have a dining experience in person, or maybe you've been to a restaurant where someone else is commenting about and you would like to weigh in and share your positive experiences as well. Please, again, this is a friendly page. This is an opportunity for us to support fellow local small business owners, specifically restaurateurs, eateries, and those include diners, takeout, caterers, restaurants, food trucks, even if they're located here in Clay County, coffee shops, donut shops, bars, entertainment promoters that are involved around the eating industry, eatery industry, and so forth. So I welcome the opportunity to serve you here on ClayEats, to share the good stories and the good venues and the good establishments that are doing well, that are meeting our expectations and exceeding our expectations, and therefore sharing that information with fellow Clay County citizens and citizens from around the county, from outlying areas. Again, my name is David Theus. This is ClayEats, and welcome, and come on, enjoy the fun.